to drive on. This is another road that's been severely damaged from erosion after the fire. Also, we're having frequent breaks and blowouts with our irrigation system. The main lines and distribution lines are located under the roads. When there is a blowout, we lose access to the surrounding grove and palm areas. This is some 5-gallon Mediterranean palms where the topsoil up from the grove came and covered them over, and behind me the same thing has happened to some queen palms in this burnt down greenhouse. Okay, here we have where the soil was washed out of the grove and it got to the lower, flatter ground and was deposited. These palms, the can is a foot deep, so we've got at least a foot of soil here filling in the cans. As you can see, a lot of soil has come down. Most of it rather good topsoil. As you can see, the fire came in, burnt the cans, burnt the trunks, and then the topsoil came in and covered up the cans. These are 15-gallon queen palms. Before the fire, the cans were sitting on top of the ground. As runoff flowed off the avocado groves, it brought topsoil into this area. These cans act as a sort of dam and trapped some of the topsoil that is being eroded from the groves. I'm Tom Royden, and we are now at our Green Valley property. Before the wildfire in 2007, this property had healthy, rich topsoil, good roads, and no noticeable erosion. The fire burned all of our avocado trees, most of our palm trees, and the irrigation system. Also, there has been substantial damage from erosion. After the fire destroyed the trees on our property and all the native chaparral on the surrounding hills, the runoff from the rains that followed the fire caused great amounts of erosion. The runoff from the rains caused deep erosion channels to form in the groves, filled my 4 irrigation storage ponds with sediment, and filled an entire stream bed and pond with sediment. Also, there has been sheet erosion throughout the groves, which washed away essential topsoil. In addition, the runoff caused major erosion damage to the surface of the roads. In many cases, the erosion came close to washing out significant road sections, and it undermined other sections. I'd like you to look at some examples. The chaparral in the surrounding hills and above my groves was totally burned by the fire. When it rained, there was massive erosion. Some of the eroded topsoil ended up in the stream that's on my property at Via della Loma Road. The eroded sediment filled the entire 12-foot deep pond. This is the stream bed and pond that has been completely filled with sediment. It is now overgrown with cattails. All of this sediment and encroaching vegetation must be removed so that the stream and pond can be restored. This is the main access road within my property. All of my vehicles and equipment have to use this road to operate my business. This is my upper storage pond, and after the fire we had quite heavy rains, and filled up with sediment up to the level of these rocks here. I got it cleaned out by a backhoe. This is another part of my main access road. Here you can see that the erosion has undermined the road and a portion has already collapsed. The preservation of this road is essential. This is my second from the top storage pond. It filled up with sediment from erosion, and I had it cleaned out by a backhoe, and then now it's starting to fill up again with sediment from erosion. This is the same main access road. Here it passes next to the irrigation storage pond that is third from the top. As you can see, this road is dangerously undermined. A large part of the road shoulder has already collapsed into the pond. Also, the concrete block retaining walls we built to support the road are being undermined. We cannot afford to lose this road. This is the concrete spillway between the bottom two irrigation ponds. It's being completely undermined from the runoff. It is unsupported concrete, and I have warned my employees to stay away from it because it is very dangerous. You can see that several feet of soil is missing. The moving water pooled here and eroded a large area around the spillway. This is the bottom irrigation storage pond. This is my main pond. My wells pump water to this pond. Then the water is pumped up the hills so that it can irrigate the trees. This pond was filled with sediment after the fire. We spent over a month working with a backhoe to remove the sediment in my irrigation storage ponds. This concrete pad was poured on flat ground. The erosion has completely undermined the pad. After the fire and the subsequent rains, a large boulder from this bank came loose and fell onto the road. It blocked access. I hired a bulldozer to push it off the road and into the pond. We stacked the cut palm trees on the contour so that they could function to reduce some of the erosion. Runoff from the rains after the fire has heavily damaged our roads. We cannot efficiently travel around the property, move our equipment, and conduct business with roads in this bad condition. This is more sheet erosion.